Hi, this is our investment outlook for the first quarter of 2020. A lot going on from Trump's negotiations, Iran, virus outbreak in China. Let's see how it adds up. Past 2 years, 2018, market was essentially flat to down, worried about rising interest rates. But 2019 on through today, the market is essentially higher. Happy to see lower interest rates. Interest rates have overcome worries of a recession. Those recession worries were quite high in late 18. A lot of people feel the issue's over. I would say that the manufacturing sector of the US and in most of the North Atlantic economy is in fact in recession right now, though consumer spending holds up. Impeachment, which carried the risk of totally cratering the stock market, uh, took a surprising turn in January. Instead of Mr. Trump leaving office like Richard Nixon, uh, he turned impeachment proceedings to his favor. Very surprising. The U.S. economy continued to grow in the first quarter thanks to lower interest rates. But it's a mixed economy. As I said, manufacturing is in recession. Consumers, especially the consumers who are entering the job force for the first time, are spending. Threat of war in the Middle East has not stopped the market from rising. So in the words of the immortal Marty Zweig, my friend and mentor, and this is a picture of Marty 40 years ago on Wall Street Week, don't fight the Fed. The central bank is pouring money into financial markets, making them go up, trying to offset the worries that one would have about politics, the economy, etc. And of course, lower oil prices have really helped. And all the money flowing back into the US from the tax cuts authored by Goldman Sachs for Mr. Trump, representing a wall of money entering the US market, another plus. Overall, I would say it's the lower oil prices that have saved us. There's a lot that's wrong in the world, but if you look at the chart here, 8 years ago, oil prices were twice what they are today. This represents a huge savings, whether in electricity costs powered by oil plants, cars, home heating, everything. It's a more massive tax cut for the average family than the tax cut they got uh, from the legislation a year ago. Anything to be scared about? Sure. The market is rising too fast, too far. It's a bit like 1972. For 2 years, the market went straight up. Every time it corrected, it went back up. The trouble is, when the game was over, the market lost 50% in a year. That's why the guy down here is screaming. So, we have to be careful while we enjoy the benefits of easy money, because the day the easy money ends, so does the free ride. And of course, the world around us changes. There's British porcelain from 1890 when Britain had unlimited wealth, empire, and ruled the world. And then 20 years later, British soldiers are in the trenches in Europe fighting an amazing world war that destroyed the British economy, the Western European economy, left the world in tatters, and left, therefore, the existentialists, like here's Albert Camus, just stunned at how the world could change so inexplicably. Is there an event that could shock us? Well, sure there is, and it's happening in China today. with the coronavirus epidemic and the quarantine that's now shut down a third of the country, China is one of the three parts of the world economy representing Asia. And then there's the US and Europe, and the Chinese export economy has stopped still. Now, maybe that will end along with the epidemic in a month, as many hope, but we don't know. Right now, Chinese factories are still. Exports have ground to a halt, at least from certain parts of the country. Chinese purchases of gas and oil, fuel for their economy, have simply ended. Outbound shipping is a fraction of what it was. Gas prices, oil prices collapsing, shipping lease rates collapsing. It hasn't yet affected the economy here in the North Atlantic and Europe, but if it continues more than a few weeks, if the epidemic is not contained, we're going to see a reaction. And to be honest, we don't know if it's coming, but we have to follow. So there's the story. Momentum and low interest rates are keeping the market rising, but there are underlying qualms, including the containment and the shutdown of economic activity on the Asian rim that threatens our rosy scenario. I'll be visiting with you in the following 2 months. Let's talk about your situation, how you view things, and invest prudently. Thanks. I'll be calling on you.